Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Genshin Impact. And we're back here in Sumeru City, which always feels very good, but at the same time, the way I describe it, it always feels like I am homesick while being home whenever I go back to another region. Wait for it. Go. There we go. Yeah, we always love it. Yeah, we're doing the next Archon quest, and I'm very excited to do this because this is one that I have been excited to do. But obviously, like, I like to do these quests a little bit closer to when we're heading to Natlan, or the next region, I should say, because we always do them like a little bit like it's kind of like a signal that like, hey, we're close. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we're close. We're getting closer. And it's a great way to like really like space it out, and it feels really good, like pacing wise for me as well. But we're back in Sumeru, which is very, very cool. It's very cool. We don't have a lot left before Natlan. We have 2 reactions I want to do to the summer events, the 2 summer events, which that happened in 2023 and 2024. We have Lynette's Hangout, we have MLA's story, and for the cleanup episode, like, it's not even going to be that serious. It's probably just going to be a lot of, like, chat with you guys, but then I also want to go up into Fontaine here, and we probably will do, like, stuff like unlocking remaining, waypoints and stuff like this, and then just doing like a lot of mighty exploring, like stuff here, like Elenas as well, like that. It won't be anything too serious. That's like, you know, what I kind of want to do for this area as well. Everything's been predetermined for a while of what I want to finish off before I go to the next region, and I'm very, very happy. I'm very happy all the time with all the stuff we get done. Like, as always with, like, when it comes to like places like Sumeru, we did, like, you know, 30 hours of world quests. Fontaine, we did a bunch of near 27 to 30 hours of world quests that we did here as well, which was so much fun. And now we're heading on to do the next Archon quest.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job.
Oh, for real? That means it's probably dangerous as heck?
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon class commission, right?
I never heard that classification before. Paimon looking at the camera as she says this. An Archon quest, maybe? But sure, we're happy to take some. Which Archon did you need to deal with today?
The Adventurers
That's actually pretty interesting.
Employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as what you're expecting.
Okay.
All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's important.
Huh? Then why did you say we were the only ones for the job?
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog not too long
Oh, so
ago.
they've been missing for a while.
It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure.
Jesus.
Despite attempts by several accomplished and renowned adventurers.
Yeah, like, but a dozen attempts at like one mission?
With the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years.
Okay, yeah. Now, this is like this is crazy. Like, for someone to go missing, but then also like 12 like highly skilled adventurers, that means there's something going on here.
Well, that's us for sure.
That is, yeah. Flattery will get you everywhere with Paimon. For sure. Yeah. And me too.
All I'm asking
Flatter me
is
too.
for you to give it your best shot.
We can do it.
If
Yeah, we'll try and do
proves
it.
to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission.
That's terrifying, though. Imagine the people who like know the missing person and they're like, "Oh, it's gonna get cancelled." That must feel terrible.
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village.
Oh,
They say one of their own villagers has gone missing.
who?
But the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name. They can only provide information about his general appearance.
That's tough. That is tough.
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name?
Was it like a passerby or like a traveler or something?
If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this missing villager doesn't exist at all. Could it be some sort of a prank or something?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if you, like, I know Paimon's not probably saying the people of Vimara Village would do that prank, because I don't think they would, because like they know what it's like to have people go missing and stuff, I guess. But like if it's a prank from someone like pretending someone went missing from Vimara Village, like I could see that, but it doesn't seem so.
Several villagers
Yeah,
came
because the
by to
villagers
issue
wouldn't
the
lie about that at
commission,
all.
And judging by their appearance and tone of voice, they seemed incredibly sincere, It certainly didn't seem like a joke to them.
And they know how terrifying it is for like people to go missing for even like an hour. You know what I mean? Like that was like a big part of the Vimara village stuff.
Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry out.
True, that would be a little strange.
In any case, it would probably be best to go to Vimara village and ask around first.
Yeah.
The Adventurers Guild does have some information on hand, but I would say anything you can learn directly from the villagers would be far more reliable. The best way to avoid misdirection is to go to the source.
Yeah, thank you, Catherine.
All right,
Makes
then,
sense.
Let's go. I'm starting to get really curious about this whole thing.
Yeah, it is. It's intriguing, and I think as well, like it's one of those things where like bedtime story. There we go. You know what's so crazy? First of all, yeah, this is intriguing just because like we don't know exactly like what's like who's missing or what, and like under what context, especially if we don't know their names. Like that's like really kind of like scary, right?
We made it to Vimara village. Why don't we talk to some of the villagers to learn a little bit more about the missing guy?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
If this commission is really as challenging as Catherine made it out to be, we're gonna need to carry out a very detailed investigation.
Yeah, and like you're right, Paimon. It's something we need all the details of for sure. You're right.
Hello there. You looking to buy something? I do business in this area.
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine sent us to look into a commission here in Vimara village.
Ah, so you hear about that then. Ah, you're not the first, that's for sure. We've certainly made a lot of trouble for you all.
Yeah, but it's serious. Don't worry about it. It's a serious situation.
To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to show for their efforts. We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues. But no one has been able to make any headway.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live? Does he have any relatives?
I don't know. I really have no clue. I couldn't tell you.
Dad, this is what's so like weird about this. Like how do you guys know him?
Okay.
Is it just because you just...
really sick of answering questions.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean
It's
to
okay.
seem short
It's
with
fine.
you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions.
Yeah. Is there anything else anything at all you can tell us?
I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together, you know?
Even if you don't know his name. And then, yeah, I think that they're like, you know, they're not bullcrapping. You know what I mean? Like they're like, you can tell that he's telling the
Just
truth.
Don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but that information is long gone by now.
Wait.
At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all exchanged what we know, and that was the only logical conclusion.
Wait, that you've forgotten about him? That everyone's forgotten about him?
All right. Specifics aside, then, what kind of person was he?
Young guy, in his early 20s probably. Incredibly kind sort of person, always willing to lend a helping hand. I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion. Very interesting guy, that one.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before. Seems like he left a pretty good impression on you.
It seems so.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. We wouldn't have issued that commission otherwise. There aren't many young people like him nowadays, so genuine and pure. To think that he just up and disappeared one day. I just hope nothing bad happened.
Could he have just moved away without telling anyone?
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by a single person in the village, there's no way he would have been able to manage that.
I do enjoy that we're going straight to like, this is weird, right? Like even the villagers like, no, something weird is happening. Like, because it is weird. It is weird for someone to just like disappear one day and just like not even remember their name. It's strange.
All right, thanks for the information. We're gonna go ask around some more.
This is so intriguing. Oh, we're gonna talk to the old man over here, who actually does have a lot of good information whenever we do talk to him. I guess we can... So this quest here, what's so interesting about this quest and a lot of quests we've been doing lately, and it's sad to say, but it's interesting to say, this is, I know it's going to be weird to say, this is one of those quests that came out when I was like at the near starting point of my playthrough, right? And same with like the Knave quest and reacting to the Lantern Rite. A lot of those quests like came out, like the Shen Yu Veil stuff. It all like came out when I was like starting my playthrough. Like, doesn't that like that? It feels weird. It's also exciting at the same time. It just shows how far we've come. But it feels so weird, right? It feels like there was another plane of existence I didn't even know about while I was playing. Because you guys were on a different plane of existence when I was on this plane. Not literally, by the way. I don't believe we were on two different planes. But you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a different world we were both in terms of Genshin. But you were in my world too, as well. In fairness, it felt like you guys were in the room with me. So.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
Ah. So that's what brings you to these parts. Coming all this way for our sake. That's so very kind of you. With your help, I trust that young man's case is in good hands.
So appreciated. His hair is really nice, isn't it?
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to help any way I can. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty.
So he feels empty because he can't hear his voice anymore?
I don't think his parents are still living in the village. But somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one offering companionship to others.
So this guy sounds amazing, by the way. They're making him out to be amazing.
Take time to visit the elderly or play with the orphans in the village. And whenever someone had something on their mind, he was there to listen with open ears. He always knew just what to say.
Okay, so he's like we got the vibe already that he's well liked.
As
very much so.
Chief, I owe him many thanks. Helping villagers navigate difficult moments in their lives should have been one of my responsibilities. But he was often the one rising to the occasion.
Wow. He seems like such a nice and gentle person. No wonder his disappearance affected you all so much. But, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name, address, or family situation, right?
I'm ashamed to admit
That's so strange.
I just can't remember. No matter how you look at it, I should know those things. But for some reason, no matter how
That's
hard
not
I try
good.
to remember, the information
That's not good at
just
all.
doesn't come.
No.
Perhaps my age really has caught up with
Other
me
people
this
can't
time.
remember either, right? That's the strange thing. I thought when they said like they didn't know his name, it was gonna be a thing where like he never introduced himself, but it sounds like a lot of people can't remember the name.
It's okay. There's no need to force yourself to try and remember. We'll figure something out.
So strange. But then again, these like after Archon quests, like these pre-next region Archon quests always have very strange happenings, don't they? A lot of things are not adding up.
Paimon thinks so too. Like, the name thing. It's so weird that no one remembers his name.
And it's not old age, yeah.
And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased from reality or something.
I would say it's more like he's someone who only exists in people's memories.
Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily, but more like he never existed to begin
So we
with?
know that it's possible. We do have the technology and the wherewithal to like change people's, not even technology, we do have there is powers that can change people's memories and change people's perception of memories, right? That's what happened in Sumeru as a whole. Like everyone's memories were changed about the Archon. So it's like super like possible that something like this happened.
Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists in people's memories?
Yeah, like so. Yeah, like it's crazy, Pine. It's crazy. But I'm wondering if it's a case like someone implanted the memory of someone into their brain, but it's only partially there. Maybe could it be like happened with the Great? Yeah, Rukkhadevata, some like sort of mass alteration of people's memories.
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right?
Yeah,
You're here for the Vamara Village Commission?
100%.
Yep, sure are. We were just looking into the case.
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. I've been so worried the Adventurers Guild might cancel our commission.
We're literally the last, the last chance, I think, for this.
My name is Atossa, by the way. I grew up here in Vamara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say, please keep searching for a missing villager. I'm begging you. You have to find him.
I'm sure we'll try our best. We don't want to we'll try our best. We'll try our very best.
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best shot. So, were you close to the missing villager? Are there any leads you can give us?
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me. There's a place I'd like to show
Oh my
you.
god, anything will help. Like, in this situation, what's been happening, like, absolutely anything will help. This is such a, like, already, you know what I mean? Like, as we said, like, pre-next region quests always have either some fantastical, like, crazy reveal, some big, massive moments, some emotional moments, but, like, they always, like, never disappoint when it comes to what the hell is happening, right? Like, what is happening? Which is always very interesting. They gave me a commission there as I was walking by. Is this the tree?
Is this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but this place is very meaningful to me. It's so full of memories.
Man, I always like, sorry for sidetracking here already. I always get so, like, envious of, like, cause I don't think I had a very, like, wilderness or, like, you know, nature oriented childhood, I think, you know, in a lot of ways, because, you know, I was like, I just didn't. And I always, like, think that, like, you know, I see imagery in, like, TV shows and, like, anime and stuff, and I'm like, you know, people, like, you know, relaxing near a tree, or, like, even, like, Lord of the Rings, seeing Frodo read a book under a tree, and it's like, I probably could have done that, but I think, like, you know, like, I always envious of people like, man, I used to sit under this tree and just, like, drink some tea, and it's like, oh, that sounds amazing. I can still do that. We can still do that. Guys, let's make it a point that all of us do that at some point this year, okay? At some point.
We used to always sit together under this tree and talk. Sometimes we would look up at the clouds in the sky, or stop to feel the wind against our skin. We could sit there for hours at a time, never realizing how long it had been.
So you guys were close.
I was actually adopted by the people of Vamara village. The forest rangers found me in the woods as a child.
Okay.
I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively. Still, there were times when I couldn't help but feel incredibly alone.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody.
Right. Yeah.
But for the longest time, I didn't know who I could talk to, or if I should say anything at
I
all.
wonder if it's like her feeling like, even though was adopted and like and brought into here and like saved and put into like Vamara village, even though they would have accepted her, I'm sure they would have. I wonder if she feels like, oh, I'm still like a little bit of an outsider.
Everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become a burden.
I think I get what you mean, but like that is what family is for sure.
Really? You know exactly
Oh
how I
my
feel?
freaking god. I used to have someone like that, a family member I could talk to no matter what. But now I have a lot of friends who understand me and are happy to hear me out. I'm glad that we're picking like both options here. That is so freaking beautiful. The way Ether is like, I had a sister who I all the time would like we'd share everything with each other. And he's now talking about also, it's just so sweet how he's saying that, yeah, but now like, if I need anything, I can go talk to Tanari or Sino. I can go talk to Jean or Amber. I can talk to all these characters. You know what I mean? Like, and it's so true. Like, he can confide in so many people on different levels now. And that's what this journey has been about. It's about meeting all these characters, meeting all these stories, making new family members, you know, making new relationships. It's been like that. It's so amazing. Yeah. Yeah, and of course, like, we always have Paimon with us. You know what I mean? We always have Paimon with us, who has been there for us since the start.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to our missing villager, well, I guess you could say that to me. He felt like both a family member I could rely on and a friend who could really understand.
Are they up in the tree right now? Like, like...
No matter what came my way, I knew I could always talk to him.
Is that them up in the tree?
He was so thoughtful and pure. And patient, too.
That's nice.
Whenever I talked to him, he would always seem so interested, as if the things I was describing were just as important to him as they were to me.
Heaven! Even thinking about, like, people who are like that are amazing.
Ever since he disappeared, there's been so much I wanted to tell him.
That's always the way as well, isn't it? It's like, after they're gone, you know, you have so much to say after that as well.
No, none of those things matters now. I just really want to see him again.
Wow. You two must have been really close. Did he ever tell you anything about himself?
It's a very,
He mostly just talked about interesting things he saw around the village. He'd share a lot of his own wild ideas as well.
Yeah, but it's very, not sad. It's a sad story just because obviously he's gone missing as well. Like, it's like this very, like, but it is sad. It's sad. Like, that's the best way you can describe it as well. It's just like, you know, there's so, like, it's a story that gets me all the time. Like, recently there was a game that came out last year that was very much about that as well. A DLC, in fact. I'm not going to spoil it because I feel like I would spoil, like, the game. But, like, there, you know, there's the idea of a concept of, like, you know, when someone, you know, is gone and someone leaves your life who was very important to you, you might have talked to them all the time in your life. But then after they're gone, you're like, oh, I should have said this. I should have said that. I should have said this. I wish I could have said this. I wish I could just have one more moment to say that as well. There's all those feelings that come around this stuff as well. That really like, actually, like, I'm watching a show right now, like, Frieren, is that how you pronounce it? Frieren? Yeah, and like, they play with that concept very well. The idea of, like, you know, saying what you wanted to say to someone and showing people how you feel, and after they're gone, it's very difficult to do so and to come to terms with that.
Oh, right. I did ask him about his parents once. But all he said was, they're not here anymore.
His parents, they were here at one point
I didn't know
then.
whether that meant they had left the village or passed away, and I didn't want to pry.
Still not much to go
Yeah, it's not a
off
crazy
of.
amount of information.
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. I'm sorry I wasn't more help.
Yeah, you helped us understand him better. Like, we now know, like why he's so beloved in this place. Like, and everyone, like, helped us understand that as well. He is someone who, like, was cared about very much so.
The last time I talked this much in one go was when we were still
Oh,
together.
no, that's so sad. She hasn't talked like this much since he's gone.
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk. Just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
It was like time didn't even matter when you guys were together.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler?
It was always the same time of day and not... Wait, is that something? That's something deeper? It never seemed to pass? Based on what we learned, it's definitely not a regular missing person case. What Atossa just told us about that could be the key to unravel the whole mystery. It's something to do with the timing as well? Hilly turtles? Oh no, they look like dolls up in the
Look at
tree.
those hilly churls over there. Doesn't it seem like they're acting a little
Very
strange?
aggressive. Wait! What the hell are you doing up there?
The Abyss Order. Could they be the ones behind all of this?
Possibly. He's standing so menacingly up there. Wait,
Uh-oh, we've been spotted. Quick, get ready to fight.
but we haven't talked to one of these guys in so freaking long. Of course we're fighting a fire abyss order mage when I'm
Let me weave you a
yeah, we can do this though. That's so freaking crazy, and like look at they made this like regular enemy fight all the time seem so menacing, right? They did such a fantastic job of that.
No, my sword. The night is cold.
Let's get rid of this guy at the very least. I was actually quite terrified. I was like, what are we gonna do now?
Not now.
Yeah, I wonder if it is it's specific, as they were saying, to the time of day itself, right? Like that means there is something and we know there's a lot of manipulation of time and a lot of manipulation, all that stuff as well that happens also. So it's not something we can turn our nose up at, right? It's not something we can just be that's probably nothing. And I love the way Aether now has gotten to the stage with his story that he's at a stage now where he can be something is up, right? Something is up. The way you're describing it, it sounds ethereal. It sounds very
I wasn't
strange.
expecting monsters to show up. If you hadn't been here, I'm not sure what I would have done.
It was no trouble.
Yeah, the question you should be asking is what is the Abyss Order doing around here? It's so close to Vimara Village, so close.
Now that I think think about it, the hilly trails around Vimara village have been a lot more active
That's not good.
lately.
That's not good.
They seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow the children to play in the area around the village anymore.
Especially after what was happening with the with Alfonso,
Maybe the Abyss Order really is involved.
which is scary. Which is scary.
We should head back and check out the situation in Vimara village just in case. If the Abyss Order is plotting something that could spell trouble for the villagers.
Yeah, I love that because like for me, like I thought they were just it was just talking about like a. I wanted to check out that tree, by the way.
Second, the person.
Wait,
It's Dainsleif.
what? Like this? Here's the thing. There's 100% we knew that like Dainsleif was probably gonna make an appearance, right?
It's you two.
Like there was no doubt about it. And he always shows up in these quests, right? The quests right before the next region, he always shows up, right? But like it's so funny that like every time he shows up is always like the strangest way possible. It's always like it's never like just like, hey, I'm gonna be seeing you guys in a few minutes. He pops up anywhere. Like he really does. Like I'm pretty sure like, you know, like you could be just like relaxing in your home, having a cup of tea and a few biscuits, and then all of a sudden you look beside yourself and there's Dane in the other couch just like, hello guys, how are you? Let me tell you a story about this, you know? Like, I just didn't expect to see him on the trip back to the village after having this really deep conversation.
Oh.
Just on the road. But then again, I should expect it.
Well, I'll leave you all to it then. I should head back to the village and check up on Chief Amadea and the others anyway. Well, see you later.
Yep. See you later, Atossa.
Like, I'm like, just seeing Dane's on the road like this. I mean, where, like, it'd be weird if Dane showed up announced
Why
and
do
in a
we
very
have to
normal
pop up
way.
everywhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us? or
Exactly.
something?
Exactly. Exactly. Paimon, what I was just saying.
It's hardly personal or intentional.
Oh my
for that
God.
matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to.
True, and the Abyss Order is here as well. It's so cool seeing him because, like, whenever he shows up, like, you know, it's gonna be like some like pretty crazy information.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were fighting just now.
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose?
We're also on the table. We ran into him on accident.
Hmm.
I would
No
say by
matter.
accident.
It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now that there's something strange about this place.
Yeah, you know what makes this? You know what? Because you do that really like beautiful deep voice that you have, right? And he's already a beautiful character, like, you know what I mean. But like this beautiful deep voice and the way he like, you know, could tell a story that would like, you know, make anyone. Bedtime story would make anyone kind of like fall asleep, just how gentle his voice is, but it also has a very like serious tone to it. So when he said it's something strange about this place, all of a sudden it's even more terrifying than before.
The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area. Or worse, their plan could already be in motion.
You see what I mean, though? We already thought the Abyss Order was planning something here. Like, we just talked about, like, how, like, oh, that it's definitely a bad thing, the Abyss Order are here. And then when Dainsleif says it in his tone and his way of saying it, now it's like, okay, the world is ending. Like, it's
So
crazy.
you think the Abyss Order is
It makes it
behind
more
the hilly
serious.
trail activity in the area?
It gives more weight to the situation.
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased hilly trail activity is merely a byproduct of whatever it is they're really trying to
Oh my god,
accomplish.
what are they trying to accomplish?
Still, the hilly trail activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here. We should stick around for a while and protect the village, don't you think?
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning.
That's not a bad, yeah, I
That
agree,
is
I
how
agree.
we prevent further tragedy.
You know, the best defense is sometimes a great offense, you know? We'll see what more we can learn from the villagers, and after that you also owe us many answers.
And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything from you.
I know, you just like drip feed us little stories, which, you know what, I'm not opposed to. You know what I mean? If you told us every single thing you knew about everything, I feel like we would have to like shut off the game and take a break and go on holidays for 2 weeks because our brains would explode.
Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk.
You return to the Vara village and gather intel based on what you learned. So we're gathering intel. Beautiful sky. This is so cool having Dainsleif back again, though. These missions are always so exciting.
So that was the commission that brought you here to Vimara village. Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's unlikely you have a simple missing persons case on your hands. However, any possible connection to the Abyss Order is still unclear.
Right.
It appears all we have by way of clues is increased hilichurl activity, and that is certainly not much to go off of.
How about the intel you promised?
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's
Yes.
memory. The one who called himself a sinner. Who is he?
Are we getting to? That's so crazy that we're just like we like, and I think it's actually again 100% just like the best writing possible when it comes to Aether, because Aether's had this on his mind for so long. He's done so much. Our journey through Fontaine was insane, right? We like, in a way, like we helped defy the gods in some ways in Fontaine, but still, he's always thinking about his sister, right? And that's what makes his character writing so freaking good as a protagonist, is that even though he will help anybody, he will help save the world, in his head, rightly so, he's still always thinking about, okay, now I have to get back on track and find my sister, right? I adore these people. I adore how much I could help them out. I'm so glad I was able to help them out. Okay, now what happened with this thing? And this is probably on his mind for so freaking long. So long.
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you?
I want to have faith in her, because last time we said at the end of the last quest that we had more faith in her after what happened last time, and it seems like she's not this big evil leader that we thought she could be.
I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still
his
haven't figured
face.
out the whole truth of what happened.
And it's true, though. It's true. It's 100% normal to have some hesitation about this stuff.
There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet
Oh my
been
god,
done.
could you imagine? Could you imagine the reuniting? We will be reunitable fully. Like, I mean fully as well, by the way. I mean, like, hugging, hanging out together, just like it was shown in, like, our memories, you know?
The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have long betrayed me, and long betrayed their nation. His name is Vedrfolnir,
Vedrfolnir.
the Visionary.
So we have a name. And he's been sitting on this. And we, oh my god.
I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my
What?
kin, my older
Dane!
brother.
He's your family. He's your brother.
Your brother?
What happened between the two of you? What is happening? I'm sure that we're gonna get the information no matter what we say, but like, he just dropped that info just like so quickly.
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Kanria.
The 5
The wise Roptatir, the visionary Vedrfolnir,
Oh my god.
Gold,
Gold.
Rhindaughter, the foul
Sertology!
and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir.
Sertology is the name that came up when we were talking about, when we were talking to Skirk, right? Holy, the wise, the visionary, Gold. The foul Sertology. Holy freaking hell.
No matter how eroded my memory may become,
Oh, something's happening
I'll
here.
never forget their names. One day, I shall have my
Vengeance gets gold as well. I am so surprised that we got this so quickly. You know what I mean? Like, got this drop so quickly.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertology is Skirk's master.
Yep, 100%. I remember it being such a big deal as well because Search, you know, is like a common name that is, I believe, through mythology as well.
And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedrfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Chlothar to
Oh
create
my
the Abyss
god.
Order was him.
So yeah, it was Dane's brother who was talking to us and talking, you know, through the dream at that point and talking to Chlothar at that point as well. That is so freaking cool. Like the connections that, and yeah, everything is connected. The connections that they are making here. If that's true, then the stone slates we found in that ruin in Fontaine, the ones that outline Fontaine's prophecy, That was likely his doing as well. What? They're calling back to that?
They were once people of great esteem in
This is
Kanye.
insane.
Those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields.
I'm like already smiling, even though this is like terrifying, like all this info is like really crazy. Look how much information like we've got in such a short time, but we still have like a lot of mystery. And that's what I love about the Genshin story so much. They give you like, this is such a bad analogy. They give you like the corner of the sandwich and you're like, oh, this tastes pretty good. Do you want more of it? Okay. See you next Dane quest, you know what I mean? Or see you next Archon quest. I love the way they do that because, the best thing to say is like, just when you think you have all the answers, Genshin will consistently change the question. You know what I mean? And I think it's such a freaking great thing about this game. They give us so much like information here about like, you know, who they're related to, what the connections are with the previous stories. But now we have even more questions that we want answered too. And he's saying that they were great in their respective fields, that they were so talented. I'm already like, this is already blowing me away.
6 of us. Together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster. The ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing to rock the foundation of the world. Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more.
Oh my god.
They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world.
So, are we to believe that Dane is on the same level as them? Or at least, like, he has, like, a similar power to those 5? And, like, what he's saying is all 6 of them, like, were supposed to, like, save the world. But they got corrupted. Or they, at least, the call the Abyss, as he said, which would be, like, you know, how powerful, like, you know, the Abyss is.
So they became sinners. But also
so he's not on the same level.
Beings, each in possession of world-shattering.
World-shattering. Like, that's god-like powers.
And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them
Jesus.
stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy. And for that, they shall never have my
We know for a
forgiveness.
fact there is imagery that's been brought up before of Dane fighting off the Abyss, right? And fighting during the cataclysm. He was fighting to his like last like breath. And so like I can totally understand like not only like on the base level of like you didn't defend everything when you should have. You had the power to do so and you didn't do anything. And then on the other side of things, like it's also like he also fought so freaking hard and there was like none of the other 5, those sinners, were there to fight alongside him. And our sibling then came into contact with your brother.
Indeed. If they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire
Wait, our sister will
world.
betray the entire world? Or like the sinners? Thanks for telling me?
Of course.
Holy
As
hell.
I said, I never intended to hide anything from you.
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all
This
this
is-
time?
So again, it's I said this before, like I even made a YouTube short about it, how like Dane will show up and be like, once upon a time, like right away, you know? And we get so much info.
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate.
Awesome.
It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller,
Great art.
we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to
Oh
fruition.
my god, this was so long ago. Are you kidding me?
Oh, Paimon
Yeah.
remembers? Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osile and make a god or something?
They love making gods in this game, don't they? They can't leave that alone.
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward.
Wait, so they're going ahead with that? They did.
There are many signs pointing to that.
So they're just like, okay, like we're not even gonna try this out. We're gonna be making a god.
Then what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective.
Right. Okay.
Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some
Okay.
way.
Okay.
The ley line?
Which is you know, also absolutely terrifying.
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable.
Yes, and that's probably why, you know, there was so much like that thin veil between like past and present memories and fact, and who was able to talk to us, who wasn't.
My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
And one of those things that flows through ley lines are memory, so maybe that's why the person who's gone missing, it's been implanted into their brains, the idea of that memory. So just like...
mission here in Vimara Village, the person who seems to exist only in people's memories. Could it be connected?
So is it just like the way we saw our sister's memories? Did they see this guy's memories? Memories, ley lines, the Loom of Fate, the missing person doesn't seem to exist. What's the connection between all of this?
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very well turn out to be the key to unraveling these mysteries.
Yeah.
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating somewhere a little further.
I love
away
how she
from
acknowledges, yeah, this is gonna be crazy. This is gonna be crazy. This is so incredible. Like, I am like invigorated to a crazy degree. Dane does this to me. Like, I know, look at this stretch. Big stretch. Big stretch.
So tired. I used way too much brain juice yesterday.
Quick summary of what's been said here, by the way.
All that complicated
It is
stuff.
complicated, but I guess like what we could ascertain from this is that Dane's brother is the voice in the thing that we saw that was talking, you know, during that quest in the big upside down thing, the upside down statue. Someone is trying to recreate that down below, is what we feel like. Anyway, that's understood. I didn't say that here, but I feel like that's what they were trying to do in the chasm. And not even the chasm, but in the We'll Be Reunited quest as well. He said that, like, I think now, I could be misinterpreted. He said that if left alone, the Abyss Order and or maybe the sinners of the Abyss Order or our sister, or maybe all, like, will, you know, maybe do something that, like, will, you know, impact the entire world, not just, like, certain parts of it. Also, that there was 5 sinners in this world that could have defended against the Cataclysm, but didn't, and left Dane based, not alone, because there's people fighting at the time, but, like, this, all the stories point towards Dane kind of, like, being this very, like, lone wolf character, which he still is, and probably still hurt by all this as well. And we also now have this thing that's happening with, like, whenever the ley lines are active, that's where there's more Abyss Order activation as well. So the Loom of Fate must have something to do with this as well. If this is what they're aiming towards, the Loom of Fate, then it must make sense that the Abyss Order is going after something to do with the ley lines as well. That just makes perfect sense. It's just putting 2 and 2 together. Also, they mentioned Sturtology, which was Skirk's leader, which was Skirk's master. And also, of course, Gold, which was the creator of Albedo. I love that they brought that up as well. So much like that's brought up here. Let's see what else it's going to happen. My head's a mess. Let's keep going.
Well, let's go find Dane. We've got a lot to do today.
We do. And yeah, and I'm not opposed to, by the way they do that, by the way. I know some people, like, you know, maybe, I don't know how you guys feel about that all the time. I think it's universally loved, I would say. For my money, I don't know why I came down here. I love the idea of a game that once you finish something, it doesn't just give you all the answers. You actually have to, like, think about stuff for quite a long time. Hey, we have them. Oh, the kids are still here, which is great. And then, like, it leads to probably, like, a long discussion about stuff. Look at this shop.
Hello, Dane? Why are you just zoning out over here?
You okay?
Did something happen?
What's wrong, Dane?
The missing person from your commission. Could you describe them to me?
Yeah, we got a few descriptions, right?
Oh, young guy, early 20s? Seriously, Dane, what's going on?
Do you know them?
There appear to be certain memories in my mind that weren't there before.
Wait, did they get implanted in you as well? Hold on a second. From staying here in Vimara Village, and is it not implanted in our mind because we're Wait. So it's not implanted in our mind because we're a descender, maybe?
Memories.
That would make sense because we don't get memories as well because our memory wasn't changed with Irminsul as well at the time. Remember, because of the change with Ruka Devada. So that would make sense.
Maybe we just
No,
talked too much about
no.
him yesterday and you had a weird dream or something?
No, you were definitely affected by this.
No, it wasn't a dream. They're memories. Memories that suddenly appeared in my mind after I woke up. And I'm certain I've never met this person before.
Well, what exactly did you remember? And that's the thing. You know the difference between like memories and a dream, right? Sometimes when you just wake up, it can be like a little bit like, oh, did that actually happen? Like I remember one time as a kid, like I dreamt I had a guitar, like this really cool guitar that I got, and I woke up and I was like, oh, I can't wait to play that. And then you're like, no, that was a dream, right? But if you're still this like lucid into the day and thinking that felt like a memory, you know the difference, right?
I remember handing him the eye of the first field tiller.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Okay, so this missing person definitely has something to do with the Abyss Order then.
Yeah.
Indeed. And it appears he possesses the ability to implant memories into the minds of others.
We know it's possible, but how is it even possible on a one-person scale?
Wait then. All the memories the villagers have of him,
Jesus.
could they be fake too? Maybe they never knew him at
This
all.
is so scary.
But why would he do something like that?
Whatever the Abyss Order is planning, an important truth has been revealed to us this morning.
What sort of truth?
That their goal is still to obtain the eye of the first field tiller. They haven't stopped searching for it. I am the only person who knows its location.
Oh
Perhaps
my.
implanting
No.
that particular memory was an attempt to interfere with my mind in some way.
What? Wait, what if they were like, No, I don't even think that's a proper theory, but I was thinking like if they like tried to go into his memories and show him like try to change his memories in a way that like he's handing him the eye, maybe then they would find the location in his memories. But how would that even work? What if that memory is real?
Your concerns are not entirely unfounded. I don't believe the Abyss Order is capable of altering reality like that.
Just yet is scary.
However, considering their single-minded pursuit of the eye, I would say an equal level of caution is in order on
I agree.
our part. Come with me. We must check whether the eye is still in our
Okay,
possession.
yes, right away.
Oh, so you're going to take us to where you hid it?
What if someone follows us? We go straight there and someone's on our tail. Aren't we just exposing the eye's location? Maybe that's the reason the Abyss Order implanted the memory in the first place, to force Dane to confirm the eye's location. That is so... I just got like a chill going up through like the middle of my chest. Like almost like it was like, oh my god, like this is like it's so incredible. Like the idea that that they could like be like similar to what we said, but not in the same way. Like probably even a much better way of doing it. The idea that they would like make him like think about the eye, so that then he would go and check on it. They made him just worried enough, which shows Dane isn't immune to being not influenced, but like being scared by this stuff. Given what I know of him, though, I'm sure Dane's already thought of the possibility. Yes, it seems that we might already have a plan. Lead the way, Dane.
Of course.
But he seems a bit rocked, which again, like that's always like we always see Dane as like this. How far away? Okay, not that far away. He hit it in Sumeru. Oh, in the chasm. Is it in the chasm? But yeah, I love that they are doing this though, because I feel like sometimes we see Dane as like this otherworldly, like invincible creature, you know, like, but it's always good when they show him like when he's a bit shook, right? You know, like when he's like, oh, I'm like something's wrong here, you know? This is so crazy, close to the chasm as well. Hopefully wait, is that a seal or a barrier?
So you hid it way out here? Not an easy place to discover, that's for
Could we
sure.
have seen this before we did this mission?
Well, let's go check to see if it's safe.
Traveler, wait.
Yeah? Oh no. What is happening to you, Dane?
We've no time to lose.
No.
Let's head inside.
You're fighting something. Are they implanting something else in your brain? What was Dane going to tell me just now? Exactly. We will wait a moment, but like Dane doesn't just like stop and say wait for nothing. He doesn't do wasted breath. He doesn't do that. Something in his brain is telling him to keep going. Oh my god, my beautiful boy, Dane, my beautiful boy. Oh no, wait, is this a domain? Already? Something in Dane's head is telling him to keep going. That is horrifying. Especially when we know how strong Dane actually is. Let's check this out. Let's go to the place of revelations. We'll go with this team as well. This is the team we'll go with for now. Very worrying though, right? Very worrying. Door resurrection activated. Already going into a domain that looks very ancient and very Conrian style already. Feeling like the chasm, feeling like Enkanomiya. We're already here. Feeling like we're in a place like this already. Holy hell, what is that? What are we even looking at is what we're saying here.
The night is cold.
Why not? The music here as well is so freaking mysterious, but so pretty. You're gone. Wait, there's another one? I didn't even notice either, sorry. Oh, more. Definitely more. It's just so nerve-wracking because again, the music here is fantastic. It's so mysterious and beautiful and all this stuff. It's so cool. But it's just making me very nervous.
My guiding stars.
Let me weave you a verse.
But like, I think that's the intention. Like, this mission is supposed to make us feel a little bit nervous.
It appears the mechanisms here have changed over time.
Yeah?
You can access the upper floor through the side door. Perhaps you should try reactivating the mechanism over there.
He's such a very descriptive voice. And when I say descriptive, oh, look at that over there with all the birds flying around as well. Like, they're all bats, I think, actually. They really did a good job with this. But yeah, his voice is so good, like, at telling stories. It really is, like, it's just, like, the voice you definitely want to, like, hear when you're, like, if someone is going to tell you a story. This place is broken down as well. But again, it's like below the chasm areas as well. It feels like that as well, right? It really is. Oh, the music here is so nice. Just open the door just like that. Is that where you put it? Or is this just going to be an enemy? Interesting, there's enemies down here as well though, right? But I guess that would make sense if there's like, if it is like a place that is like more,
Not now.
Do you hear this music, how good it is?
My guiding stars.
Witness the power of good.
And that just opens up this here. Is that going to lock the mechanisms back there? Look at the lighting there too. Oh, it just unlocks this. Look at that shot. And that's lighting up the door over here. I think that's where the mechanisms were, right?
With the wind.
With the wind, I agree.
Make sure all the runes are pointing in the direction indicated by the light.
That's so sick.
That should unlock the mechanism.
Cool little puzzle. Very cool puzzle. It's actually, no, it's a very good puzzle. It is. Is that all of them? Yes.
The door's open. Let's go.
Like, very
Our
simple, but
destination
it
is
works,
just
right?
up ahead.
Our destination. Look at that light. Are you seeing this? The way they're doing the lighting here. Conrian slash Enka slash otherworldly underground lighting they do in this game. So impressive. Like, that's haunting. On so many different levels. Look at that with the silhouette of the statue, wherever that is. Even like walking up like broken statues and stuff like this it just feels different, right? It feels so different when you're in these type of areas. What does it look like from here? Terrifyingly, it's like terrifying but beautiful. A terrifying beauty. Look at this. All the different statues. They're like holding like goblets or something, like chalices or something like that. For some reason. For what reason?
Looks like we can't go any further.
Is something behind us? This is such a beautiful
Be
area.
on your guard. I sense the presence of the abyss.
They did follow us. They for sure followed us. Yeah.
It's the abyss.
Yeah. And it's serious. They're not just sending the like the very weaker underlings. Holy hell. Something in Dane's head told him to keep going. And I wonder if they implanted something in the brain where they were like, you have to keep this going, you have to. Keep heading towards the destination.
This isn't good.
No, it's fine, it's ice. It's ice. It's actually for Hu Tao, this is actually not bad at all. And also this. Why not? Like for who, like this could not be a better choice. We shouldn't have switched there, but we did. We did switch.
Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter.
So cool. So freaking cool.
Just as I suspected. The false memories
Yep.
were a trap. The Abyss Order just wanted to follow us here.
Yeah, and something in your brain told you to keep going.
Now that they're
Keep
in
going.
the vicinity, we should have a chance to see.
Oh no.
Dane? What's wrong?
They're doing something to his brain.
Can you feel that? There's been a disturbance in the ley lines.
We can't feel
Must
it.
be the work of the Abyss.
We're Descender. We can't feel it.
Wow, you must be really sensitive to that sort of thing. Wyman doesn't feel it.
But aren't we not immune to like the memories and the implanting of memories?
You too. Do as I say. Use that mechanism over there and leave this place.
I don't feel comfortable leaving you here on your own in your state.
The Abyss Order is putting something in motion. If you return to Vimara Village, I suspect you might finally have the opportunity to locate the missing
How do you know
villager.
this?
Just think of it as a way to divide and conquer.
All right, but I don't feel right about leaving you on your own in this position, especially in the state you're in now. But then again, I guess like we would trust Dane. Our characters would trust Dane. Dane does have a point, and look at him watching us as we leave. But something still feels off. What am I missing? There's something being. I think there's like something being like implanted into his head or something. What a shot as well, Dane. Oh, Dane, please. Just staring down this statue? Oh, who are those footsteps? What is happening? What are they doing? Who is that? Who is that? Who is it? The cape? The cape's in the way. What a scene. The tension. Oh my god.
I knew going
What?
along with your trap would be the
It's
only way to
Lumine.
meet with you face to face.
So he knew all along it was a trap. That's why he stopped. It's Lumine. What the hell is happening?
You risked your safety and
my
that of the eye.
Oh my god, just to see her. Oh my freaking god.
That's quite the gamble, Dainsleif.
It's so, oh my god.
But I believe that I am the one walking into a trap laid by the Twilight Sword.
Yeah, you're the Twilight Sword? Holy
so you came
F.
here all on your own? What about those followers of yours?
Wait, so he sent us away when he sensed her?
When the Twilight Sword is prepared for battle, any army I could send would only be marching to their doom.
Look at this.
Better that I face you alone.
Oh my god, and she's just standing, like, it's so weird. It's so strange and crazy. Lumine just standing there with a sword ready to fight Dane.
I know you must have a lot to say.
I am shocked.
But if it's a conversation you want, you'll have to defeat me first.
What? This is incredible. Do not. It's going silent. Do not fade away. It's fading away. What happened?
The Abyss Order's on the move. The ley lines are all out of whack. We better hurry back to Vimara Village and see what's going on.
We're blocked off. This area is blocked off now, by the way. We can't do anything else until we finish this. My head is spinning. What an incredible scene. But also just, like, it was so... Like, it caught me off guard completely because, like, you know who I thought it was probably going to be? I thought it was going to be, like, someone else maybe from his past. But then, like, it was like, it must be someone we know because they're doing, like, this very slow reveal. And then they show Lumine just standing there with her sword pointed at Dane. You have to fight me first. So she was close to being there at that point. And now we know. Like we said, Dane wouldn't just fall for a no, we didn't say it. We said we thought that Dane was getting implanted with memories, but like now it makes sense because of course of course Dane is not just gonna send us in unless he is like being manipulated or he has a plan. And he had a plan. But he wanted to meet her, but he put his own safety and the Tiller's eye in. Oh my freaking god, what a scene. And now we know Lumine is like in this like general vicinity. But check out the hilly trail. What did we check out the hilly trail?
Hey, look at those hilly trails over there.
I'm just still stunned. They seem strangely calm.
Weren't they acting super agitated just a little while ago? Why are they so calm?
And just having an apple by themselves. I'm still like so stiff after the like like my whole body is like clenched after that scene. Wait, I hear something. What do you hear? What do you hear? What do you hear now? What's happening now?
In the new world, they bade farewell to the shrouded sun.
What are you talking about?
At last, they no longer needed to dwell on their suffering, or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy.
Huh?
Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed.
In the new
and
world,
pure.
they bade farewell to the shrouded sun, and they no longer need to dwell in their suffering or try to differentiate between various thoughts of blasphemy. Such was the price they paid, and thus their souls became cleansed and pure. They're not talking about Enki here, are they? No, I don't think so. The idea that they wouldn't have to dwell on suffering or try to differentiate between like what's bad and what's good, or maybe it's saying that the people of the Abyss maybe went against the shrouded sun and then no longer had to like adhere to the idea of thoughts and blasphemy, and then they felt like they were cleansed and pure, but that doesn't make any sense because like I don't know, because they seem like sinners.
Did you hear that? What was that sound?
You heard it
just now?
too, Paimon, right?
It sounded so gentle. Could that voice be comforting the
Interesting way to
Hilly
put
Trails in
it.
some way?
Interesting way to put it, Paimon.
Oh, this is weird. Let's check if this is happening anywhere else.
Oh my god, I might die. This might be my last video ever. That was such a like an.
Looks like the same thing
Yeah,
is
they're all just so
happening
calm.
over here too. The hilly trails are calm.
You see, we're both still here.
We're both still here.
We've reclaimed an endless amount of time to love.
Who are you talking to?
Release your tears. You no longer need to hold back your sorrow.
Who are you talking to? It's that voice again. I'm so worried. But I like... This is definitely a Dane
Over
quest.
there. It looks like they're sleeping.
In the end, he whispered softly, "Sleep well, Father. Sleep well, my beloved people.
Sleep well. My beloved people.
When you awake, that which differentiates us shall be no more."
Is he talking about the curse of like that? What happened to the hilly turtles? Maybe.
It almost sounds like a poem or some kind of story.
Yeah, like it is. It definitely is. But
Well, now that the hilly trolls have calmed down, Vimara Village should be safe at least. Let's put this situation to the side for now. Dane said this might be our chance to find the missing villager, so we should head back to Vimara Village before it's too late.
Paimon and I agree. We should agree with whatever Dane says we should go with. But if I'm being honest with you, also, like this is terrifyingly worrying. It is. Like this whole quest. I think again, Dane quests in general are scary, but I'm just like so mesmerized. It's like that feeling of like not knowing exactly what's ahead of us and not even understanding what's behind us. And now we know our sister is fighting with Dane, whatever that happened there. I cannot believe they cut away from that, by the way. By the way, like, amazing restraint, by the way, because we know that Genshin has, like, some of the best, like, choreography in terms of fighting that is in video game history. So, like, to me, it's, like, amazing restraint to, like, either save that to the end or not even show it at all. Or save it for later. You know what I mean? Like, that's, like, because, again, we know how good they are at fight choreo. They could have showed it right there. We would have been just, like, we would have been gobsmacked. But whenever they're going to show it, even if they don't show it, what we have is like this feeling of like dread that comes along with it. Such good writing.
Grandpa Amadea, is everyone all right? The Abyss Order seems to be up to something nearby.
The Abyss Order? This is the first I'm hearing.
There's like a
of
red
it.
mark around the whole map, and my sister is back, but I don't know this.
Thank you for your concern. But as far as I'm aware, it's been business as usual here in the village.
Okay.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, also, you didn't happen to come across any clues about the missing villager while we were gone, did you?
Someone's gone missing,
No,
you say?
stop. Cease this.
Who would that be?
Cease this right now. It's why we came here.
Huh?
You don't remember? Things just got even more complicated. Yes.
You know, the young guy from Vimara Village. The one you've been
Wait.
looking for all this time. You posted a commission with the Sumeru Adventurers.
Dane says if we have our chance to meet him now, I wonder if like he's gonna be here.
That's kind of the whole reason we're here, actually. Your missing persons commission.
Ah, I do apologize, you two. I hope I'm not worrying you too much. I'm sure it's just my age making me forgetful again.
Maybe.
At least right now, I can't seem to recall whatever it is you're referring to. Perhaps you should try asking someone
See, that's
else.
the thing. He's rather sharp. He's rather sharp. So like him saying this is like, you know, it's like, okay, dude, we like, you know, I understand you doubt yourself sometimes. You're rather sharp.
How is that? All right. Thanks for your help, Grandpa Amadea.
Little writing detail there. Having Paimon being slightly frustrated, you know, with someone that she wouldn't usually be frustrated with. This is a very frustrating situation in a way.
Not right. We just talked to Grandpa Amadea about the missing villager. There's no way he could have forgotten all about him just like that. What do you think, Traveler? Could everyone's memories of the missing villager have been erased again?
We should check with the others first, 100%.
We should narrow down the possibilities first.
What is happening?
Someone else then.
What is this game doing? Like, what is it doing to me? Talk to your man. Talk to your man. We walk by the villages and they're like, "You're gonna die here, you know." Stop, please. You're gonna die here. This is the end. I wouldn't be surprised at this stage if I walk by someone and they said, "Your life is go dead." Like, this is how like crazy this thing is going. This is Mr. Soft Voice. Such a beautiful scene.
Someone's gone missing? Who?
Yeah, I kind of predicted that this was what was going to happen next.
Just as expected. That guy you said a bunch of nice things about earlier? The one you always used to chat with. He's around 20 years old, and you said he was a kind, warm-hearted person?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Really? You remember?
Wait, but he's here. I bet he's here. I bet he is here.
There aren't many young people who've earned that kind of praise from me. If you're certain that's what I said. Then there's only one person who fits the bill. No doubt about it. But why'd you say he's gone missing?
Have you seen him recently?
Yeah, I just saw him leave the village. There was someone else with him, too. They couldn't have gone far.
This is so cool.
Strange. Bayram seems to remember him. And apparently he just saw him? Do you think maybe it's not that there's something wrong with people's memories, but that we've somehow returned to a time before he
Something
went
like
missing?
that. I was either thinking my theory was that like maybe he's like, I don't know, that the veil. I don't know what my exact theory was, that there was like a veil between like, you know, the memories and the real life thing, and somehow it's been lifted here ever since Dane went back in there and ever since Lumine showed up. Which, by the way, I didn't say there. Look how much like abyss power was coming off Lumine. Did you see that? Like all of this. I know I'm a little bit late to talk about this because it was so shocking, but there was like this purple like energy coming off of her. Paimon probably has a better theory than I do. I doubt return to the past would be that simple. Given everything Dane mentioned about disturbances of ley lines, I say it's far more likely that relates to the memories in some way. That's okay. Okay, so maybe my theory actually is like closer. Paimon's smarter than me though. I'll say it forever. I need to think carefully. What's really going on? Oh wow, people have forgotten about this missing person.
Just like what happened with Greater Lord Rukadevada, no one remembers him. Because there's been a change in people's memories.
It's not right, is it, that this is able to happen?
If we really did travel back to a time before he disappeared, that could explain why the villagers said he hadn't gone missing.
We are presently traversing someone's memories.
If this person only exists in people's memories, maybe we're in someone's memory right now.
Right.
Like before.
Paimon totally
Like
forgot
before.
about the ley line
We were
disturbances.
in a different way, but we were in
You're
someone's memory
someone
before.
else's memory.
Sorry for interrupting you, Paimon. That's terrible.
Just like how you entered your sibling's memory last
Exactly.
time.
Exactly, Paimon.
That would also explain why we seem to be at a time before he went missing. It's a memory after all.
If we're really in someone's memory, then it's our chance to find him, yes.
Right. If he's someone who only exists in people's memories, then we're finally on the same turf. But didn't Bayron just say that he saw him leave the village with someone? Where should we go look for him? Who knows how long this ley line disturbance is gonna last? We might not have that much time, and we don't even know whose memory this is.
Let's go through what we know so far.
Good idea. That'll help us narrow things down. We pretty much figured out that the missing villager has the ability to...
Implant memories into the minds of others.
Right!
I love that they're working this out
Can we
together.
try to figure out more about him using what we know of his ability? Like, does it maybe leave a trace that would somehow give him away?
Implanting memories into minds of others it must be an imperfect process. There's no way new memories could be perfectly blend in with the old ones. There has to be some kind of tell.
All the memories seem to be set in or near Vimara village, but I'm still not sure if they're restricted to this location. If time was allowed to pass within the false memories, there's a higher chance they might conflict with someone's original recollection. That would make it much harder to avoid suspicion.
So if time was allowed to pass, so we know that they're not, so is it, I forget the girl's name, is it her memory?
There's a difference between memories that arise from lived experiences and those that are implanted into the mind. Perhaps it has something to do with time.
I'll try this. Yes, because it's her memory. Maybe it's her memory.
All this time in the
He left with
sky
her
to
to the
change
tree.
it. That must mean time isn't
He's probably at the
passing.
tree.
That's the tell of the fake memories. The implanted memories are basically taking place outside of the regular 24 hours of the day. If the memories included the regular passage of time, it would be easy for people to tell that something was off. Like there could be overlap or something. People might start to wonder why they remember doing two different things at the same time of day.
Yes.
That's why he makes sure the memories take place at a specific moment in time rather than over a period of time.
If we consider this in conjunction with what we already know, then the question of whose memory this is seems to have an obvious answer. Atossa. That's her name, right?
The color of the sky coincides with the moment in time she described.
Yes. We'll still hear what he has to say about everyone else as well, though.
Memories implanted into his mind. Could it be that it's happened more than once?
This is amazing.
We thought Chief Amadea forgot about the missing villager, but it turns out we're at a moment in time before the village issued the commission.
It's Atossa. It's her memory.
Right! That's exactly what Atossa described!
Come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk, just like right now. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours, the sun would still be at the same position in the sky.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Yep, that has to be it! This is definitely Atossa's memory.
To the tree? The tree's the next place you have to go?
Yeah, that's where they'll be.
Go to the place Atossa indicated. So while I feel like this mission here, by the way, is... There's someone over there. Is that a Conrian symbol? And that's her. While I do feel like this mission is like off the wall crazy, I do love that you can follow the breadcrumbs. And that's what makes Genshin writing so good. It's the craziest thing you've ever heard, but they make it good enough that you, and the writing good enough that you can follow what is being said. Look at that, yeah, the two freaking things up in the tree is so weird to me.
You see, Granny Jahiet was a mercenary when she was younger. She just talks like that out of habit. She's not trying to scare the children on purpose. Oh, there I go again. Always talking about my own things.
Oh my god, this is how she described it. He loved talking to her about this stuff.
It's okay if you don't. You could also just talk about what you think of me?
Who is this person?
Oh, I think you're an incredibly strong and
Whoa.
thoughtful young woman.
That is the, that symbol.
You'll meet many amazing people and live a very happy life. You won't miss someone like me.
Why are you talking like that, man? Who are you?
Huh? Are those your friends over there?
Wait, you could see us? Well, of course they could see us. Everyone else could see us. We finally found him. Why does he look kind of familiar?
Oh, right. This version of Atossa hasn't.
Why does he look
met us yet.
familiar?
Friends? I guess you could say that. It must have taken them a lot of effort to find me.
And he knows like what we would have to have done to like get here.
So, I should see what they need. I'm sorry, Atossa. We'll have to continue this conversation another time.
Another time, huh? Yeah, okay. I'll head back to the village then. Talk.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. What is happening here? We recognize him?
It's nice to see you, Traveler.
Traveler?
I believe this is the first time we've met.
Okay. You're... That's... Was that the thing that Carabre was wearing? Factoring the memories of the Abyss Order, the Loom of Fate and everything else, I need to think of a person that can connect all this together. It's Carabre. Right?
Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the Loom
so-
of Fate.
We're talking to the literal Loom of Fate right now? We'll interpret everything else as well,
Founder
though.
of the Abyss Order, the man who broke the curse of immortality. Dane's brother, one of the
Oh my
five sons
God.
of Conria, the one who stole the power of the Abyss.
So we're actually talking to Carabre. Carabert. I can never pronounce the name, but he'll probably say it himself. What?
Your Caribert Alberic.
Caribert Alberic. Make sure we get this right.
You're Caribert Alberic.
It is him. Oh my freaking god. I was like, we recognize him? And then like I saw the freaking... Yeah, when they showed the armband, it was like, yeah.
Oh. You know me? That's quite the surprise. I don't believe I've met you before.
We had a full quest about you, my dude. We had a full quest about you.
Oh, I see. It was the memory, wasn't it? Your sibling's memory. You saw... the me from back then. This is Atossa's memory. I came here to say goodbye to her. But I suppose I'll just leave her a message instead. Come, let's find somewhere else to talk.
I cannot believe we're talking to you at all. I thought we were gonna like... I thought you were never gonna be able to speak anything again. Wait, what do you mean? What are you doing? What are you doing? Wait, what? What is this? Please explain. Please explain. Please explain. Is that... In what universe? Oh my god, it's gorgeous. It's so pretty. They keep focusing on that armband because that's the one thing that we like obviously remember about this stuff. I was like, when he said we recognized them. What the hell were here? I thought it was gonna be a scene. Look at this place. With the music as well. It's so like dreamlike, right? It's so like memory-like, right? It's so like, you know, like a reminiscent theme that like, you know, we haven't heard. Oh my, look at the water as well. We haven't heard this like, but it's like it's implanted in our brain. That it's that kind of like nostalgic song, right? Look at the sky as well. The butterfly. Are they butterflies? They are. Oh my god, we look like so out of place here, almost intentionally so, right? It looks like we're not supposed to be here. And look at the stuff in the sky as well. And we can't even run, by the way. This is amazing. Another tree, another tree, another tree. We're talking to Caribert. Okay, I already forgot the pronunciation. Look at, oh my god, how stunning that transition was there, or the switch of the camera, I should say. You okay? I cannot believe we're talking to him again. I cannot.
I suppose you could call it the realm of my consciousness. I'm someone who no longer exists in the real world after all. As you well know.
This is where, so this is where your when he became the Loom of Fate, this is where his consciousness came? You look quite exhausted.
It's nothing. I still have enough strength to play the part of a good host.
Okay.
I've always hoped that I'd get the chance to talk to you like this. And now, the time has finally arrived.
The feeling is mutually exclusive, is not mutually exclusive. I feel 100% like mutually interested in talking to you. Like, I didn't know I needed this. You know, that kind of way, I didn't know I needed this, but now I do. This is a rare opportunity for me as well. I should take and learn as much information as I can. Yes, from Caribert. What exactly happened to you? What exactly is Loom of Fate? I don't know if it's
sorrow and pain, hope and regret coursing through your veins.
Oh no!
And a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension.
You know when someone's describing, when you ask a question to someone, they describe it as a feeling and like an energy and like an emotion. You know it's terrifying.
Father told me that once I possessed all those elements, I would become the Loom of Fate.
Wait, so he told you that like you had to experience all those things? So the idea he had to feel extreme sorrow and pain, the regret coursing through your vein, and a degree of abyssal power that defies comprehension. So it's like a concoction. This is such a beautiful scene as well.
But despite his intentions for me,
so I never truly became the Loom of Fate. Oh.
I was merely used as a means for its construction.
So he's probably just like either a vessel or like an ingredient for the construction of the Loom of Fate. So he just like never even like fulfilled that.
In truth, I died the moment I set everything in motion.
Stop. I mean, I always thought that when he talked about him becoming the Loom of Fate, he was going to be good as dead, but...
The person you see before you now is nothing but a remnant of consciousness left over within the Loom of Fate.
And a memory. Carabre is dead. That's why he no longer exists outside people's memories.
As for your question, the Loom of Fate is a device capable of weaving ley lines.
I'm sorry. Weaving ley lines. Weaving as in, like, changing?
In its primitive form, it can only be used to create and implant memories.
Right.
But as more of it is completed, its power becomes stronger and stronger, until finally, it has the power to weave real ley lines of its own.
So it's going to be able to create its own wave lines, to extend its own ley lines? That is so bad. That is going to lead to so many problems going forward.
Once fully completed,
holy
it
hell,
gains the power to weave ley lines, it loses the lower level ability to influence memories.
So that aspect they don't care about, they just care about the ley line stuff?
But it also becomes a tool that can change the entire world.
That's what's, yes! If you can change and create your own ley lines, that's something that affects everybody in Tevat. So that's the source of your ability to implant memory. So he has that now because, right? Because he was used to create the Loom of Fate. That's nuts. To weave your own ley lines is akin to, like, once again, becoming a god.
Yes. I have the ability to control the loom in its semi-completed form. I suppose you can think of it as a form of compensation.
It's crazy I'm talking to you. It's absolutely crazy.
After all, its existence cost me my life.
So the memories that suddenly appeared in Dane's mind were implanted by Carabre, though through the half-finished Loom of Fate, so he wanted him to see those memories. That makes sense, but I'm still lost to why he went so far as to introduce himself to all the residents of Vimara Village. But why did you implant your... Look how beautiful this scene is into the people of Vimara Village.
That. I was wrong to implant those memories.
Bro, I'm not, like, here to judge.
Sorry I caused so much trouble. Not only for everyone in the village, but for you as well.
Doesn't he look like angelic? Doesn't he look like otherworldly in a way? Like, he genuinely looks like he is, like, an angel. Like, he looks like he is, like, ethereal. In a way, right? There's something about... Maybe it's just the white cloak and, like, the bright, like, you know, like... blue of the eyes, the ocean blue eyes or something like that, but it does feel like he is, like, with the jet black hair. There's something, like, so different about him. But yeah, I'm not here to judge you about why you did it at this stage. Really, I'm not. I'm actually just more interested in the idea of, like, how, why, and all this stuff. It's super interesting to me.
I just wanted them to feel like I once existed.
Oh, dear Lord. I feel that's actually terrible because he didn't get a chance to do that.
As if...
Yeah.
I had a chance.
He didn't get a chance at all. He got no chance. So that's why I would never have guessed. This is going so deep. This is going so deep. But is there any kind of meaning to this? Does only existing in people's memories really count as living? I think desperately, and this is going to make me so sad, I think desperately he just wanted to have any chance. And it's like the way of, like, you know, it's like, even if he got to touch the idea of something he wanted was better than nothing.
I know what you must be thinking. Why would I do something so meaningless?
If you found meaning...
But I just couldn't accept
He's doing a lot of heavy breathing, by the way.
I had to know what it would be like if I had my own life. What kind of person I would be. What other people would think of me.
That is so sad. That is genuinely so sad that he didn't get a chance to do that.
Chief Amadea.
Oh my god, look at this.
Granny Jahiyat. Atossa.
Yeah, all these people that genuinely loved you. That's the two dolls in the tree. You know what's so sad about this? Is that after, like, he went missing, quote unquote, and the memories kind of, like, you know, weaved in and out of real life and their memories again, they all like were so worried that they kept this commission open for so long to the point that 12 adventurers had to come by and try and solve this and they couldn't. They cared so much about the memory of this one person.
What would it be like if I could live alongside them? No cataclysm, no curse. Just a quiet life in a peaceful village. I was curious, so I selfishly tried to have my own life.
Am I wrong to say, while it is like 100% like, and there it is in the tree again, and it's in history too. Can I be like a bit like hypocritical here for a second, if you guys don't mind for a second, or at least like a bit like, you know, like very forgiving of the idea of like, yes, you implanted these memories into their brain, and yes, it's a little bit unfair of the idea that like now they have this like inkling feeling where it's like, who's that? Oh, that person, I can't remember their name, and it's probably very frustrating. It's like, you've been through so much and you've gotten no chance whatsoever at life. And I'm almost like, you know, very like maybe selfishly in a way, like instantly just like, look, like I'm not going to hold it against you, you know?
Even if that meant piecing together the version of myself that could have been. One memory at a time. I know it sounds stupid.
No, it legitimately is so sad. Not in like, oh, that's so lame kind of way. It's so sad because it's like everyone deserves a chance at life. And someone like you deserved to be in this world. And the world would have been lucky to have you. From judging by the way people talk about you. Like, the world is worse off by not having you as an actual being in this world.
After all, my life ended a long time ago.
So sad.
Any chance at living was stripped away
Look
from
at
me
this.
when I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
My consciousness left to mature in an illusory world of nothingness.
And he didn't get to choose that. Even if like if even an 8-year-old was like, yo, like, yeah, I want to become like this, like, dad, yeah, I'll do it for you. That's not a choice, right? That's not a choice that's made with like the right mindset.
Even the form you see before you was nothing but an invention based on my father's appearance. An imagined version of what I would look like if I had the chance to grow up.
Oh, so like it's a similar haircut. That's why he looked familiar. He just looks, it's a lot younger. Right. Okay, I get that. In the end, it all stems from the tragedy that occurred in Conria back then. Yep. Everything does. Everything. We talked about this before. You know, everyone is looking for you. We talked about this before. Sometimes it feels like it's so far away, but every once in a while, Genshin grabs you by the back of your hair and draws a picture of the cataclysm on the ground and pulls your head closer and says, look at this. Look at what happened. Look at all that happened. And instantly you're just like, yeah, man, it doesn't feel that far away, you know? It doesn't feel that far away anymore. And I use such a very aggressive example because it makes sense to me, because I feel like it is like every once in a while Genshin goes, hey, yes, it happened a long time ago, but you need to understand how serious this was. And they almost like put you in a place that forces you to like stare the cataclysm in the eye, right? And stare down what it did. And stare down what the Archon Wars did. Stare down what all the Conria did. What happened in Akamiya. Like they sometimes, because you can avoid a lot of the lore when it comes to the Cataclysm and the Enka and Conria and all this stuff. You can literally avoid it all if you don't do every like world quest or all this stuff. Like, because again, they tell you the story, but then they stop you in the main quest and they go, here, remember, this is serious. You know, everyone is looking for you.
I know. There's nothing I can do to make them find me. If I could exist in the real world, I would return without a second thought and surprise them with the suddenness of it all. But, well, that's not possible.
I can feel the pain of what you're saying. As I understand it, even though you only appeared in their memories, your existence was a great comfort to them. 100%, they adored you. They said there's no one like you. They all believe you once lived among them.
I know.
Well, now that I found you, let's continue this conversation some other time. Dane might still need my help. That's like so like just crazily like not mature is probably the word. But it's like imagine like you have this chance to get like all the information you know, and like obviously like he's thinking like I should get this information, but he's also thinking like But what if Dane's in trouble? And he's right. And he's so right when it comes to this stuff. Dane might still need my help.
Captain Dainsleif. Twilight Sword, you mean? No need to meet up with him. Things should already be settled on his end.
What? What do you mean settled?
Exactly. As someone who could only exist in people's memories, the fact that I'm able to talk to you in my consciousness like this can only mean one
What
thing.
do you mean? What are you saying?
The Loom of Fate has already been completed.
No. What? Oh dear Lord. Guys, I just started like tearing up. Like Is that the first time we've had like fear tears on this freaking game? I can't. We know it's not. The Loom of Fate is already complete. That means the eye of the first cylinder must have fallen into the hands of the abyss, so Lumine won? No, something happened to Dane.
No need to worry about Captain Dainsleif. He's absolutely fine. The only reason he lost the eye was because I happened to guess exactly what
Wait,
he
you
was
were part of
planning.
that?
Captain Dainsleif has had the eye inside his body this whole time, hasn't he?
What? What?
His plan was to lure the Abyss Order to a false location, capitalizing on their pursuit
He
of the
knew
eye
everything.
in order to have the chance to confront the princess. He would then hand the eye to you and tell you to take it away from that location.
Wait, did he give it to us?
That way, Captain Dainsleif could accomplish his own goal and ensure the safety of the eye all at once. A very thorough plan.
But Dane never handed me the eye. Guys, the Loom of Fate has been completed. That is the first time in this game that I was like stunned into like this fear. Like I was tearing up. Like that was those terrifying words. Those words alone how were terrifying. They never handed me the eye.
That's right. Because in his mind, he had given it to you
In his
already.
mind. Wait, does that mean he gave Dane a false memory? He thought it was safe. You made him think that when he thought it was safe. That's so bad. Dane thought it was in his mind. Dane thought like, oh, I gave it already. I give it away already.
Before you two entered that false location.
Yes, the switch. So that was something that happened there.
Traveler, wait.
And he thought he gave it to us here. That is no. That is so bad.
We've no time to lose. Let's head
So he
inside.
thought he gave it to us here. No, my God. So when Dane froze up back then, it's because a false memory was being implanted in his mind. No wonder.
That was when I implanted the memory of him handing you the eye.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, dear Lord.
Given the tense situation at that time, Captain Dainsleif failed to notice anything out of the ordinary and took that memory to be real. I'm sorry, Traveler, but I needed the Loom of Fate to be completed. And to do that, we had to retrieve
Buddy,
the eye.
I was so, I still am sympathetic of you, but man, like, you tricked me and you tricked Dane. So Dane had the eye this whole time until the Abyss Order took it away. I'm not sure if there's anything we could have been done. Now the Loom of Fate is complete. What are you planning on doing with it? Don't even say it. Don't even say Loom of Fate and complete in the same sentence.
I promise I'm not trying to conceal anything from you, but I truly have no idea what the princess is planning.
The Princess bought Lumine.
Tevat's ley line system is deeply entrenched in the planet. Creating new ley lines can neither replace nor extend the ones that already exist.
I'm so scared. Oh my God.
In the face of everything they could be planning, I fear I'm too insignificant to even get a glimpse of the bigger picture.
Well, I don't know what's going on then if you don't know what's going on.
In any case, I had my own use for the Loom of Fate, and my goal, at least, has been achieved.
What's that goal?
You remember my father, don't you? Chlothar Alberic. I believe you saw him in your siblings' memory.
Yes.
After he used the power of the Abyss to restore consciousness to my hilichurl form, I suffered from an indescribable level of mental anguish. To comfort me, my father told me a story, that this was a fairy tale world where I had to take on the form of a little monster.
Oh my god, we're going through all of this again.
That story managed to dispel my fears, even if just for a moment. My goal was simple: to use the Loom of Fate in its near-completed form, when its ability to create memories was at its strongest.
So before it got transferred away from you?
To implant a specific memory into the
That's what the
minds
speech
of
was.
Hilly Churls.
That's what he's speaking to the Hilly Churls about.
In that memory, I would tell them a story, just like my father did for me. It was a story of fairy tales and love.
Oh my god.
More than anything, it was the story of us.
He was soothing the mind of these Hilly Churls because he knew how it freaking felt. He knew how it felt. That's why they were so calm. It eased all their pain. It eased all their aggravation. So the thing that caused Hilly Churls to calm down back then was Carabear's story. So that was his goal. That was the only thing he wanted. He had a device as part of the Loom of Fate at his disposal. All he wanted to do was offer the Hilly Churls a moment of comfort and peace. That's all he wanted to do. He could have done so much more. He wanted them to feel the same soothing feeling that he felt when his father told him those stories of fairy tales. He was reading a freaking bedtime story to them. Oh my god.
I can't change the world. Not when I lost the very right to exist within it. Implanting those memories, that was the most worthwhile thing I could offer.
I'm amazed. I think it was very meaningful indeed.
All that's left of my existence is a wisp of residual consciousness tied to the Loom of Fate. In truth, that trace of my consciousness should have dissipated long ago. My goal was the one thing that allowed me to hold on all this time. But now,
There it is.
the bedtime story is finished. And it's finally time.
So he's saying
to
his
rest.
entire life with implanting people's memories and all these false memories of him being around was a bedtime story. What in the freaking world? What a freaking story! Oh no, don't. He never had a freaking chance to even have a freaking childhood or even a life, and now look at this. He's accepting this. No. This music as well. The thing that made him like human, the thing that made him like have that connection still. He's gone. That's so sad. That's so sad.
Looks like I was too
No!
late to see Caribear one last time.
Oh my freaking god. Lumine. Oh, he wants to. He so badly wants to go over and give her a hug. You know he does. He wants to go over these. Look. This is too much. Please. Please. Don't. Oh, yes. Oh, he can't.
Caribear's consciousness is gone,
No.
and this space will soon disappear along with it. Neither of us belongs here. That's why we're not tangible.
He finally had a chance to hug her and he couldn't.
Were that not the case, I'd love to hug you too.
Yeah.
Well,
What?
had a conversation.
Yes. Yes. This music is well, like, about everything to do with Lumine just makes me so sad. I'm gonna die again when we have this conversation. I'm gonna need like a second. I'm gonna need like a proper second. I'm gonna need some time. He tried to hug her, but he couldn't. He tried to even touch her cheek. Like he finally felt like he was reunited with her. I'm so devastated. And look, he's reaching out to her as well. This game.
The chance to just stop and talk like this is certainly not easy to come by.
They're just sitting there.
Wouldn't you agree?
just him. Like every time I like look away from the screen for a second, I look back, I'm seeing them like sitting there, and I can't believe it's real.
That battle earlier was tough.
Did you get rocked? Did he destroy you? Look at him just gently smiling at her. He knows the situation is grim. He knows it, but it's his chance. It's his one chance to talk to her. We're talking to Lumine right now. We're sitting down and having a casual, not casual, but we're sitting down and having a conversation with Lumine. I could never have guessed this would have happened. This is the closest you've ever been to her since the start.
The one against Dane, I mean.
Yeah. I can't. Every time she opens her freaking mouth, I'm devastated.
I didn't expect that after everything, he would still hesitate to raise his sword against me.
He talks about you every 2 seconds.
Were it not for that, perhaps I'd still be no match for the Twilight Sword. Even after 500 years.
Like, I almost don't even want to ask what the Loom of Fate, like, I almost like even want to ask, like, hey, like, what's your favorite food or something? Or like, do you sleep well? Like, how do you have any friends? Like, I kind of want to ask these questions. But I know we have to ask these questions. The fact that we're sitting here talking to Lumine like this is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. What are you going to do with the Loom of Fate? Let's just ask the question. But I don't want to leave this like, you know what I mean? I want to sit here and talk about nothing with her. He's smiling at her so happily, but her look is more of...
The Loom of Fate, huh? I still haven't found a way to utilize it to its full potential.
Every time she talks, I'm just devastated.
But there's still time. Before the heavenly principles awaken.
The heavenly principles still asleep before they awaken?
Yes, for 500 years now, ever since the cataclysm in Conria. There's been no sign of activity.
So they're gonna wake up?
Not long ago, you witnessed the Hydro
Yeah.
destroy her divine throne.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
What?
Such a flagrant disregard for the rules, and still Celestia
Oh
took
my
no action.
god.
I suppose that's proof enough of the heavenly principles situation.
So they're no longer punishing everyone because they're asleep? And I thought they were like just still watching over us this whole time, and you're telling me that like they could wake up at any moment?
However, the heavenly principles will awaken. We just don't know when that will be, or what might trigger it.
You really hate the heavenly principles, don't you? I'll hate them too if she hates them. That's fine.
You could say that.
I want to talk about normal stuff. I know I'm so like bad at like it's like so great to get this information, but it's like it's always so sad that we like we're talking about the heavenly principles now, but we have to,
Just look at Kari Bear. He was so pure and single-minded. The space we now find ourselves is a perfect representation of who he was. Quiet and peaceful. Even as a hilly churl, seeing the terrible sight within the mirror wasn't enough to taint his spirit.
Is this like the longest she's ever spoken for? This has to be.
He brought comfort to the people of this world, even though he was denied the very right to be a part of it.
Yeah. Every time I look at that, I'm so sorry, guys.
So ask yourself this. Who was it?
Are you saying it's the heavenly
deprived
principles?
him of that right to exist?
So if that's the case, I'll fight them with you. I've wanted to do this for a while. We've said this for a while. In the last Dane quest, we shouted to the sky saying, basically F the heavenly principles, I'll do it with you.
Of course, that's only one example. My feelings about the heavenly principles are too complicated to explain in just a few words.
No, and you're not the only one who damns them. Look at this scene, the two of them.
Ether?
Said calling Ether as well.
You're the only one in this world who calls me that.
It's true. It's so true.
There's so much I wanted to ask you, but for some reason, I'm not interested in asking.
You just
those
want to sit
questions
there with
right
her?
now. There's just one thing I have to ask. One thing I could never understand. Why? Why can't we continue our journey together?
Why are they doing this to me? Oh, there's the two of them up there as well.
At the end of my journey, I arrived at a place known as the Sea of Flowers at the end.
Are we going there?
Do you remember? A long time ago, when we traveled between worlds together.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember, but I'm sure Ether does.
You told me you wanted to find a place in the universe where that one flower was in full bloom. To have a place like that suddenly appear before me.
So she was thinking of us when she found it?
Well, would you think of that as a coincidence?
Well, what are you saying?
You mean...
She actually found that place and she was thinking of us at that moment as well?
I miss you too, Ether.
Stop. I need them to stop. I really do.
But as this war continues to rage, and as I continue to seek that final answer, I don't even know how to face myself sometimes, let alone my own.
So is that why she feels like we can't go on a journey together, because she feels like that she can't look at us after everything that's happened? I'll still look at you. Everything's forgiven. Please join. Oh no.
What's going on?
This space has lost its
No.
tether. I doubt
No.
it'll be able to exist much longer.
Please don't.
In fact, aside from our inability to physically interact with each other, there's something else you should know about this space. With Kari
No.
Bear gone, we won't be able to remember anything that happened here.
That's so horrible. This interaction with them was just going to be for us as the viewers?
Everything in this space will be wiped from existence, including all memory of our union.
Stop. That's so sad.
You're only telling me this now?
He would have, but you're not going to remember. I was going to say he'd ask more questions, but you wouldn't remember it. He's trying to say something to her. That was one of the most amazing scenes in this entire game, and I am devastated. The fact that they won't remember it as well is killing me.
Still so sleepy.
Is this
head
the
feels all
day we just woke
fuzzy.
up yesterday again? I don't know how to describe how I'm feeling right now. I wanted to stay there for much longer. I wanted to be in that scene for way longer. And poor Ether. I mean, poor the both of them. They so desperately just wanted to have that interaction with each other.
Oh, Paimon woke up a little earlier than you, so Paimon will fill you in. The villagers said that they saw us sleeping near the village
bedtime story.
yesterday. They couldn't wake us up no matter how hard they tried, so they decided to just bring us back here.
That's insane.
Oh, and Dane came by just now. It looked like he was injured.
I almost like because I was talking to Lumine guys, like I like, and that's the power of this relationship they have, even though like it's across like different nations, regions, time and space. Like I almost forgot about the Loom of Fate. That moment that shocked me so much, I literally almost forgot about the Loom of Fate because I was so focused on like the Lumine stuff and just like the interaction that they had together, which was absolutely beautiful.
He didn't say anything, though. Just made sure that you were alright and left. Kinda seemed like he had a lot on his mind, but that's Dane for you.
And we don't even know the Loom of Fate is completed. That's so meta that we as viewers know it, but they don't know that. That's crazy. I'm having trouble thinking straight right now.
Let's think for a second. We were in that memory, and we saw that guy you called Kari Bear.
Yeah.
He was the missing villager that we've been trying to find, right? And after that, Paimon doesn't remember what happened.
Wait, so we remember that aspect? You told me about the Loom of Fate?
Really? What a score!
So we do remember, do we? What? I guess the commission is complete. The missing villager, the only person who existed in their memories, was Carberry all along. But now that he's gone, I'm not sure how to explain things to the villagers.
Well, what happened after that?
Maybe we don't remember this aspect. Oh, so we can't remember the aspects after we talked to Lumine, or before we talked to Lumine. I'm just tired. I feel like something else happened. Why can't I remember? I'm not sure why, but it almost feels like I lost something. We did.
Ah, there you are.
We did lose.
Sleep well?
This is incredible.
Bayram, you sure seem happy. Did
I'm so sorry. Like I'm a mess, and it's so early in the morning too. It's not morning anymore, actually.
Huh. Wasn't anything good or bad, I'd say. It's just that, well, the village organized another search party yesterday. It didn't feel right to leave all the searching to the adventurers. So there we were, searching away, when suddenly this one guy said it all came back to him. According to him, one day around dusk, he was passing by this one tree outside the village, and he saw our missing villager. There he was, sleeping under that tree all by himself. His parents came a little later to wake him up, and they all left together. They looked like quite a happy family, apparently.
Did Carberry put those memories in people's heads as well?
And after that, well, we all started to feel like that really is what happened. Kind of strange that we forgot all about it for so long.
So that's how Carberry said his goodbyes. That was the last memory he gave them.
Oh, and we also remembered his name. Caribur.
Caribur. Caribur.
That's not a name
Caribur.
every day. Would have been helpful if we remembered it
It's
sooner.
okay. You don't even understand. Make sure you remember it this time.
Well, I hope he's happy.
That's such a beautiful way of saying it.
And we're all relieved now that we know what happened.
Yeah. Commission over.
Seems like everyone thinks Kari Bear left the village. That's probably for the best. At least they have some sort of explanation now.
Caribur is gone. The Loom of Fate is now. So we do know this aspect. So we only forget the stuff that oh, you know, that makes sense now. We do know the Loom of Fate is complete because it's all the stuff that happened after he had gone that we don't remember. So the stuff with the heavenly principles and the stuff that are meeting with Lumine. So we know that he told us once he is gone, the Loom of Fate will be complete. So we know that aspect. It's because he was gone. Yeah, okay, sorry about that, guys. It was a lot. It was a lot. And no one trying to change the village memories.
Paimon wonders how Atossa's doing.
Yep.
Maybe we should go check on her. If she hasn't remembered like everyone else, we can tell her what happened. Paimon didn't see her in the village just now, so...
Stop.
She's probably at the tree. Come on, let's go talk to her.
They always do this with Genshin, by the way, where... I keep thinking about Lumine and I start choking up again. They always do this where, like, they give you, like, this incredible, like... quest and these really emotional moments, and then they go, oh, go talk to this person, and you're like, I'm not sure if I can like move the controller right now, you know, we're doing it, but such a beautiful scene with Lumine, and made all the more beautiful by the fact that like it's a fleeting moment that will not be remembered, but we'll remember it as players. We have so much to talk about after this as well.
going?
Oh, it's you two. I was just about to go looking for you. I wanted to thank you.
No need.
I was part of the search party, so I remembered what happened to Kari Bear now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just can't believe I forgot something so
No.
important.
Again, if you knew, maybe he wanted you to forget him. I'm sure he wouldn't want you to forget him. Yeah, I'd rather go with this because I think that would hurt.
It's funny, but I have this feeling he told me the same thing. I just can't seem to remember when. I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Life is made up of a series of memories. As long as I hold on to our time together, he'll always be a part of my life.
This is so hurtful now because we just lost a memory and he said lost a part of himself when it came to like Lumine as well.
I'm just happy I got to meet him. So, who cares what happens in the future, right?
You have that happy memory always. That's so F that the one happy memory we had with Lumine that was like more natural, and even though we were talking about serious stuff, we got to sit down with her. We got to at least like put our hand near her, like her face, even if it wasn't real. That now isn't in our memory. The one memory we had in in the past, like not 500 years, but you know what I mean. For her, 500 years.
Okay, I'll admit, I'm just putting on a brave face. I was dumped, wasn't I?
I kind of needed this.
Otherwise, why would he just leave like that without saying
I know
goodbye?
I know being dumped to her is very serious, right? But like, I think it's just because like Genshin's also good at doing this, where like they take a big serious mission and towards the end of the mission they give you something that's very like grounded and personal. And that's why I just like, I'm not letting out a chuckle because the poor girl got dumped. I'm letting out a laugh because it's like all the stuff that's happened, and this is the thing that like, you know, it's like, okay, we're back in this grounded world. You know, we're back in the real world. I'm sure he had his reasons. You know what I mean? It feels like we're back here.
I'll be okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean to laugh at you, Atossa. It's literally I laughed at the fact that like Genshin has done this again, where they ground you very quickly after like something that crazy has happened to show you like how like real things are happening in the world around us still.
It's just like Kari Bear said. It's the things we overcome that make life more precious.
Yeah.
And you know, if he has a heart, maybe he'll come back and see me.
Oh,
one
don't
day.
say that. He can't.
Anyway, thanks for all your hard work, you two. I promised I'd help Granny Jahiet with something, so I should head back.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Well, that should be it, right? Everyone's lives can go back to normal now. Oh, right. Weren't you about to tell Paimon what happened after your conversation
We don't
with
remember.
Bear?
Why, what was it that happened? I can't remember. It feels like there's something in my pot.
A picture? Where'd that come from? Let Paimon see.
I'm not prepared for whatever this is. Oh. Why would they do this? You must get along with each other, the two of you. Look at this bit. Why would they do that? Did he give us that picture? Did he take a picture when we weren't looking? Holy hell. I'll just tell you this much. I know that like what Kari did wasn't the greatest thing in the world, but I'll forever be grateful that he gave us this moment with Lumine. Forever. Look at this picture. Oh God. I didn't think it was gonna end there. Did that say not on a new adventure enrollment? It's our last full region, guys. It's our last full Archon quest, right? Here we go. A precious photo that has surpassed the rules, somehow being taken by some unknown person using unknown means in a space that no longer exists. But we have it, so we know we met up with Lumine in some way, shape, or form. This was, I'm gonna say something I don't usually say because I feel like it's hard to judge this stuff in this way. It's super hard to judge when you're so emotionally, like, impacted by something. But this game means so much to me. So much to me. And I hope you guys understand. I'm sorry. I hope you guys understand that this is, in terms of like emotional impact, moments, the story, I can't see a world where this isn't my favorite Archon quest ever. I can't believe how, like, those moments, those emotionally, like that moment with Lumine, like, surpasses some, like, and that's saying a lot because this game is incredible and the moments are incredible, but that moment with Lumine has surpassed so much for me in my mind as just like this moment of like it was so well done. And again, as I said, like, the Archon quest and the world quest and even the story quest, we have gone through so many amazing ones. That's why I always hesitate to say, oh, this is my favorite thing around, or this is the best thing. I just think that, like, that moment with Lumine is just one of the, like, biggest triumphs. And to me, that's just a sign of just how good this freaking game is. Is that there continues to be moments where I'm just like, this is incredible. I'm just so emotionally impacted by all this. And I'm so glad I found this game. I'm so glad that, like, back when I said I put out that post, and you can still see the post is up on YouTube, I think. I put up a post, maybe I don't know if it's still up there, but it was there where I said vibes on Genshin Impact back last January. I said this, and 5% of people said don't play it. 95% of people were like, go for it. No, it was more like 70% said go for it. The other were like, I'll watch whatever you do, it's fine. And then 5% were like, no, this game, no. And no offense to the 5% of people, because you're lovely, I'm sure you are. You have your own opinions, your own takes. I made the right decision to play this game a while ago because I wouldn't have experienced stuff like this. Let's try and talk about what's happened in this. If I forget, I probably will forget some stuff. But we'll try our best. So, hi everyone, it's Calvin with the Future, and before this video goes any further, I want to say that I believe I got something wrong as it pertains to Aether's knowledge of the Heavenly Principles. I think you already knew they were asleep, and that's just slipped my mind. I think Nihita told us in Act 5, from what I've been informed, and last year I would have been upset with myself. I really would have been like, oh man, I forgot this big detail, and it is a big detail, but I feel like because that was back in September, we play 12 hours of Genshin every single week, I think it's only natural for any creator to have, like, stuff slip through the cracks. When it comes to, like, Genshin stuff and Genshin lore, since we do so many world quests, story quests, Archon quests, like, we do a lot on when it comes to the Genshin playthrough. So just letting you guys know, if you in the parts of the discussion where I'm kind of like, oh, it's the Heavenly Principles are asleep, it's like, I just, like, it slipped my mind. It really did slip my mind. So let's talk about, like, information. Let's try to summarize so we can talk about it as well. So, like, with Dainsleif, he talked about his brother. It was the thing that was talking to us, that we believed was the Loom of Fate, by the way, or what they were trying to create as the Loom of Fate. That was my theory, but it's clear that, like, that's not true. His name was like Verdal, something Fulnir, Volder, something like that. That was his brother's name. We learn in that quest that he was one of these sinners, along with Gold as well, and Sertologi, right? Sertologi was Skirt's trainer as well. Trainer sounds like they were boxing. Their master, you know. Trainer sounds like they were boxing. Like, come on, Skirt, you can do it. I believe in you. You're gonna win this fight, you know. And then, like, the Gold, and there was two other names there as well. They were seen as sinners because they got enamored by the Abyss and went too far with the Abyss and, like, started using the abyssal power, and they became more powerful than you could even possibly imagine. With that happening there, they did not fight off the Cataclysm or fight during the Cataclysm, but Dane did, and he will always resent them for not defending against the Cataclysm, even though they had this immense power, and he said he will punish them. He will punish them if he gets the chance to do so. Obviously, gold obviously created albedo as well. Yeah, and through that, we learned that like they can that just like before, but like it learned that you can like actually like change people's memories, right? Change people's. We knew they could change people's memories and make people dream of different things. But what was happening here in this village, and as far as my understanding goes, is that Carabray was like was implanting memories of himself into people's heads so he could see himself what it would be like to be alive because he never had a chance to be alive. He was able to do this because the power of the Loom of Fate is that it can the before it becomes ultra powerful, it can like find people's it can like change people's memories and stuff like that. But then once it becomes super powerful, it can weave ley lines themselves, right? Which is weaving is like, you know, creating something out of something else, and that is like, right, isn't it? Like, I guess you could say like weaving a tapestry or something like that. So you're creating something like that, creating a story almost. And to be able to do that is absolutely terrifying. To be able to create a ley line or to create ley lines is scary. It's just, let's just be honest with what it is. It's terrifying. It's scary. It shouldn't be. It's so scary. And in the end, he was able to do something because we thought at first we thought Dainsleif got tricked. Then we thought Dainsleif like was 10 steps ahead, which he thought he was as well. We thought he was, but he actually got the tiller thing was he thought he gave it to us, which is so sad. Dane thought he was doing something so amazing, and then he fought with our sister and got defeated, I'm guessing, because it was a tough fight, but he's not gone. He's apparently safe, and he just left and was just like, yeah, whatever. Not whatever, but like, you know, he probably felt like he had to leave, as he often does. He'll probably show up again, like after Natlan in a random place. Yeah. And that, so he did that. So he could, Carabray did that so he could give the same soothing story that was given to him by his father, the same bedtime story, he could give it to the Hillitchers as well, so they could have their minds soothed as well, so they wouldn't also feel like they were, excuse me guys, sorry for, I can't say sorry for sniffling because I can't stop it right now. I'd have to stop and like, you know, blow my nose and everything, but I want to get everything while it's fresh in my mind, if you know what I mean. He did that so he could tell that story to the Hillitchers in their mind and soothe their mind. That's why they were becoming so calm. So they could feel like their story was like not like one of pain and anguish, and they wouldn't be frustrated anymore, which again is a beautiful sentiment, regardless of the action itself, because yes, now the Abyss Order has a fully fledged, fully complete Loom of Fate, but not only that, it's now like it doesn't know how to fully utilize it yet, which is probably good, but they want to use it against the Heavenly Principles, who are apparently still asleep, and once they wake, we don't know what's going to happen, and we don't know what the effect is going to be or when they're going to wake up, which is terrifying in of itself, the idea of the Heavenly Principles sleeping. And because I always thought like in a way like they were watching over us in a lot of ways. Maybe they said before they were kind of sleeping, but it kind of felt like now it kind of makes sense, I guess, why like some other people weren't punished as much. But I took a lot of other stuff as like some sort of punishment, you know. He then dissipated. And once he dissipated, we were able to see Lumine through the power of Carabray, but we weren't going to be remembering anything that happened there. And that's when she told us the Loom of Fate was complete, and that she wanted to use it against the Heavenly Principles. She's not sure how she's going to use it against the Heavenly Principles, but also this really beautiful moment where she told us about this field of flowers that she found. That was the field of flowers that we thought we wanted to see as well. By the way, this is the tree up here. I want to see these up close. So that not only that, like, and a moment where she said that she missed us as well, which was so sad, which confirms, like, of course we knew she missed us, you know? She didn't hate us whatsoever. So beautiful. It's so beautiful. So what we have now, to kind of go in a nutshell, the Loom of Fate is complete. The Abyss Order is using it against the Heavenly Principles. The Heavenly Principles are going to wake up. We don't know when they're going to wake up, but that sounds absolutely terrifying. We now know that the Loom of Fate is to weave through ley lines, and we also know that what talked to us before was Dane's brother. And we also know as well, like, that a distant relative, you know, of Kaya was also not a distant relative, like just a relative of Kaya didn't become the Loom of Fate, but gave the stuff that would give the power to become the Loom of Fate. We know now that even Dane, who seems always 10 steps ahead of everyone, is fallible just like anything else. He really is fallible. This was amazing. This is amazing. And like, if I can talk about the quality of it as well, just because you talk about the summarizing all the stuff that happened, this stuff as well, that's like all very scary, all very like emotional. I might be like hypocritical. Sometimes I would like hold people to the coals for like maybe like some stuff they did against us, but like I'll always be grateful that he let us see. Like it's like, yes, he like tricked Dane and all this stuff, but like I'm gonna be grateful forever, bowing down at his feet, that he let us see Lumine in any sense of that word as well. Even with Lumine there, like I was ready to just drop everything. I was like, look, let's do it together. Let's fight the Heavenly, which I would tomorrow. Tomorrow I will fight the Heavenly Principles with my sister. I will do it. I will do it. I will stand up and fight them. I will do it tomorrow. Even today. Maybe not right now because I'm not in the right mind, but I would help as much as I could. A beautiful quest, beautiful moments. The moment with Lumine at the end was obviously beautiful. The Dane stuff was also very interesting. But obviously the setup for the fight there, again, like I was saying, like unless they showed it later or they didn't show it or whatever, but I thought like they showed more restraint than I even thought they were showing restraint there. Because they know they have great choreo. They know they have some of the best fighting styles and best fighting scenes in video games. I'm ready to say it, by the way. I do not care. I think that from what I've seen throughout my life, and I've seen a lot, I don't think there's this amount of greatly high quality fight scenes as there are in any other game. There's just not. And this to me was such an impressive thing to do, which is for the sake of the story and your mind going 100 miles per hour. They basically said, what if we don't tell them what happened and we let them sit there and think about what could have happened? And that's even scarier and almost just as impressive when it comes to stories like this. Natlan is the next place we're heading to, obviously, but obviously we have a few more things before we do that. So another thing I wanted to say here that I don't really think I made clear, one of my opinion on like what they did here when it came to Lumine and Aether and like us not understanding what happened or not remembering what happened with Lumine there, is I think that this is a very good way of showing Aether and Lumine's relationship with each other without giving us like a true reunion, because this isn't it's a reunion, but it's not the true reunion, like the true embrace. They couldn't even hug each other. And I think it's so poetic in a way and it's so beautiful in a way. It's sad, it's heartbreaking, it's painful. It's like I'm grateful, but ow, my heart. And I think it's a really beautiful way of telling a story where it's like, yes, they're finally together. They can't hug, they can't touch, they can't even high five, they can't do anything. It's like they're there, but they're not really there. And they also have to talk about really important stuff. Like, because I was even saying in the mission, I would have loved for like Aether to be like, so what's your favorite food? Like, what have you been eating? Like, do you have any hobbies besides being in the Abyss Order? That type of stuff. And I really feel like, the reason they didn't do that was because, again, they didn't have enough time. I feel like the actual reunion that will eventually happen is going to be like, so crazy and so big. And also I think there's this tension in this game too that's so like well written, because there's now a thing with this game where we know that they met up. We know that Lumine and Aether met up, and we know that they had that conversation, but Aether doesn't. I don't think Lumine does either. Maybe she doesn't either. But we know that they don't know that. We want to shout at the screen, and it really involves the player in this as well, where we're like, no, come on, remember. You know what I mean? We want it to be a moment where like that sometimes happens in a TV show where they're like, you'll forget everything that happened. And they're like, how can I forget that? And they remember it anyway. We are shouting at the screen, desperately hoping that something will happen, but we can't do anything. We are helpless in this way. And in a way, it kind of like makes us relate to the main character a lot as well, because he does feel quite helpless when it comes to his sister and finding his sister sometimes. And I really feel like that's a really well written way they did this. Hurtful, painful, beautiful Archon quest. Thank you. Go to the moment time, Harry. We've already forgettable memories of Fontaine. Now the new journey lies before you. For time to say goodbye to your fine Fontaine. No, we're never doing that, actually. Sorry, guys. I'm not saying goodbye to anyone ever again. It's not happening. Such a fleeting moment, such a beautiful fleeting moment. The idea of the memories and stuff like this as well. I feel bad for poor Carabray and all this stuff that's happened with him as well. Really, really impressive stuff. So whereabouts is that mission? Does it show it on the map in Fontaine? We're just going back here. So where is Natlan? Don't tell me. Natlan is in Fremonet's house. No. Yeah. We finished the Jet quest this week. We finished the we finished the Jet quest. We finished the Sigewinne quest this week. We're gonna be finishing the MLA quest soon as well. We also have the Lynette hangout to do. which I think we might do like last. We also have a possible lantern rite coming up, depending. Let's go to Fontaine for a second. Let's go to the Aranese Forest to say goodbye to you guys. If I remember anything else, we will talk about it more, but I think it's actually such like it's scary time. The game just went from like already be like, because it felt like we were building up to the Loom of Fate, building up to like the idea of what the Heavenly Principles are going to do. But obviously there's like, again, like I said, they replaced the Loom of Fate is still a mystery of what it can do, but what it is and what it will do, not what it can do, what it's going to be used for is, if you know what I mean, like what they're going to utilize it for or how they're going to utilize it. But we know what it can do. But now they've opened up another mystery of like when would the Heavenly Principles going to wake up, and that is going to be something that's going to be on my mind forever. And luckily we have the lovely Hu Tao as always to keep our mind laughing and happy as always. One of the greatest characters of all time. And with that, guys, I'm going to say thank you so much to the Never Can Repay, the Baby Gangsta tier on Patreon. And thank you so much, guys, for all the support on all these episodes, for sending me on such a journey here and keeping me company on this journey as well. You mean the absolute world to me. Thank you to Typhara 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicius Felix, Yule, Radish, Anusta, Death Trap, Lynx Markey, Assassin, Jared Beanham, Ruben Meja, Eopsy, grab it there, Hutao, Eopsy, True Peanut Butter, and Alpaca Juice. Sorry guys, I'm a bit messed up here. Sorry about that. I like for messing up the reading there, but you all are amazing. Thank you so much for being a patron. It means the world to me. And with that, I think we can definitely do the thing. Let's go.
Power cord.
We'll take it. That was really beautiful. Is this a shield, by the way? With like wavelengths? That's so freaking cool. That's a shield with wavelengths. What's a regular? I held down the R2. What's the regular? Is it with her playing the guitar? No, it's just that. Yeah, it's a shield. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Very, very cool. She's so cool. Great design. If that's a shield, I might level her up. There you go. I love her design so much. Yeah, okay, we gotta go. Talk to you guys. Thank you so much.